We're looking at the FAA live webcam at Monarch Pass in Colorado. I think that's in Colorado. Um, Look at this. Now you know that is not a normal cloud structure at all. It's a square, and I'm trying to let me see if I can I want to see if I can bring down the color of this some, you all. I'm using my cell phone, and I don't want my keyboards doing what they're doing. Look at that. Hello. So we've got a huge ship, and you can clearly see it's a ship. It's cloaked in the clouds, right over the, if I bring it back a little, you can see it more. I should have done this in landscape, you all, but listen, something is really occurring in the sky, and I think that they're starting to talk more and more about the ships that are in the sky, in the clouds and stuff. You may be hearing more about UFOs and things. And the reason you are, I think it's probably their way of having a like a soft disclosure is what they're doing. And if you hello and welcome, let me flip this around if we can. Let me see. Hello. So yeah, you all. This is I meant to show this, and I totally just forgot all about this ship right here. Sometimes at night when I do have time, I like to get on my laptop right here and show what I capture in the sky. This is clearly a ship that is cloaked, um, and it was captured in one of the frames of the FAA webcam. Let's look at it. Um, yeah, there's the square lines, and it has beings. And look at the top, you all. Let's look at the top. Look how the top looks too. Up there, we got some different like structures, but this right here, that right there part in the clouds is what I'm trying to think about the life form that would kind of make this right here. What kind of life form would make a ship like this that would travel in a ship that looked like this in the sky? Because it looks rather, see, there's a square right here too. Right there is a square. And that's like in the dark area. Let me see if I can bring that up a little bit more. A partial square. But it's undeniable, really, what we're looking at. If anybody has an eye to see and they look up in the sky, surely the clouds do not look like normal clouds. Surely they don't. And surely they're taking the time to have a second look at them is what I think. Surely I would hope that they would have a second look at the clouds that are up in the sky. Now, I don't think that, although I'm not going to say it, I don't think that those are the ones that I documented. Like, this is a really good picture. Looks like an ancient, well, Gina, honey, you just shot that in the invert. Um, I don't know if these are similar to those. These are the pictures that I took when I was taking pictures. They also have the lines in them and stuff. This looks like an ancient city or something in the sky, but it was a cluster of ships. And when the photo was worked, um, that's what it looked like this, you all. Just like that, it looked like something not of this world, like another dimension is what this looked like. And you can see down below this too, it had some squares to it also. It does look like an ancient, something very ancient. I'm glad I have the photos that I took to go back and reference. I really am, because it was a very exciting time in my life. And you can see, like there's a square structure right there too. And then like look over here, and they're like rainbow colored looking ones. There is one that is, this is the inverted mode, and you can really tell it in the inverted mode. This is actually in the sky. If you're just tuning in, that is like, that was when a group of ships were clustered together, and when the picture was worked, that's what they looked like. But as for this one in the sky, right here, you can see the outline. Let me see what would happen if we were to kind of make it darker or something like that. Let me see if I could darken that up any, maybe kind of sort of. I'm not good at this, you all, but yeah, no, there's not much I can do to it than what's already, this is like the color of the picture. This is what it looks like in the sky. And it's like that. The telltale sign. If you ever look up in the sky and you see a square cloud, don't tell me they got a different name for it, because I'm going to be shocked if they have a name for the square clouds. I really am. Monarch Pass, I'm pretty sure it's like in Colorado, around Wolf Creek Pass, maybe something like that. But that's a massive, that ship is massive. And look how that camera literally, it like zoomed up on it. It's a FAA webcast. And I'm wondering, well, I know this is the shadow from the mountain, but look at it. It literally stretches from one mountain peak to another. Could you imagine how massive it was in the sky to see it like that, just like that, from the FAA live webcam? Yeah, it has a big square notch. It's funny that you said notches, because the ships that I take pictures of, that I did, I always would refer to them as they had notches in them, and that's how they connected through the notches. They could like they're like building blocks, like Legos and stuff. But if you're just tuning in, this is the FAA advisory weather product from their webcam that was shot at Monarch Pass, right there. Yeah, there are interdimensional beings that come and go. Let me get this over here, you all. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, I meant to share that with you all, and I got sidetracked with it. I really did. With that, when I get to looking at these, I get so sidetracked, and I forget to share the pictures. I forget to share a lot of the pictures that I take, and it's not nice. I know it, because you want to see what I also see at times, but that's okay. It's all right, you all. It is. Trying to get over here to it also. Ah, yes, 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 you are. Same place, Monarch Pass. Okay, this is some more of it right there. I knew I took more than one. Look at that. It's like there's a group, quite possibly a group of ships that, does that look like a being's head? Does that look like a being's head on that ship, you all? Right here. There's like a group of them that look, there's squares. We're looking at a different type of a life form in these ships too. And now granted, they don't got the most high resolution camera, but they're pretty good in Colorado with their weather cams. Because you can't have shoddy weather cams, but look at that. That's another part of it right down here. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen the long elongated clouds. They're like rectangular clouds. And inside those clouds, there appears to be like huge heads of beings inside the clouds. Have you seen that? Because that does exist. If you get the long rectangular clouds in the sky and you look at it, there's beings inside of it. Let me see if they're on my laptop. I'm over here on my laptop really fast. I'm trying to think, do I want to get something to eat? Because I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. Um, but I'll wait for a moment. I will. Let me just see this one right here. I'm going to see, like some of these right here kind of remind me somewhat of them right here because of, that's too bright. Some of these remind me of those ships at times um, that are in the sky. Let me flip this around right here. I don't normally show my pictures that much anymore, but I've got tons of them documented. You can see the straight lines also at the top, and with some of these you can see the bottoms too. Let me say something about my pictures. Let me flip this around. When I was taking pictures of the ships that I took pictures of, oftentimes in those pictures, you ever look at the NASA products like the, you know, the LASCO and the SDO and the stereo ahead. And sometimes when they show them, they are, look like they got those squares on them. You know what I'm talking about? Like squares on their pictures. You can see the outlines of something of the, I don't know how to explain it. That's how some of my pictures showed up at times. And I thought, now wait a minute, this looks like some of the images this is how it looks like on the NASA products. And I'm being serious. I have no idea how those pictures got in my phone. I don't. I can tell you that I would go outside around 3 times a day, sometimes more, and take those pictures of the ships, and they showed up in my camera every single time. Every single time. And it was really exciting. It's very, very exciting. But I saw those ships in the sky, and they are massive. Okay. Well, look what's inside there, you all. You see something in there? There are beings inside here, inside these ships in the sky. And they may not look like us, okay? Chances are they don't look like us. But this square right here is undeniable. It's like that. Um, the iridescent clouds are all over. Is that what you said? Iridescent? Oh, no, you said incredible clouds. Well, it wasn't really the pixels that I'm talking about because, you know, this ain't a pixel either. I can't describe it without having something right in front of me to share it, but it, when I first started back in 2018, it kind of reminded me of some of their products because I used to study their products for years, even before then, back in, I don't know, 2005, 4. I was all into everything. I really was. You name it. As long as it wasn't unsuitable. I wasn't into nothing unsuitable at all. I wasn't, nothing inappropriate. Like in the background of that. Let me flip this to me, you all. I don't want to be on here too long, but I wanted to share that because that was an image that I had taken, and then I had good intentions of sharing it, but then I just got so distracted, and I shared other things instead, is what I shared. That's how it happened. Shared a lot of other things. They are letting you photograph them. Yeah, and when I did start, every night I would be taken to a ship, and I'm not just saying this. Every single night in my dream state, I would find myself up in this ship. It had massive windows in it, great big massive windows, and I was looking at objects or things like that up there. I was taking the same pictures over and over and over all night long. I would wake up totally exhausted, And it happened for around 2 weeks. It was nonstop every single night. And this may sound weird to people. And you know, there are people who talk about, well, I went up in the ship. Well, they did. They went up in a ship, and I don't know how it happens, but I can speak for myself every night. That's what happened to me. I went up in a ship with great big gigantic windows, and I took pictures every single night. And then when I woke up, I go outside and I take more pictures every single night. I'm looking at my laptop right now, you all, to see if I could find any more pictures on here to share with you, which I can. I mean, it's totally loaded with pictures, but I'm looking for specific types of pictures to share. Let me see. Like I would see these types of ships at night in my dream state, and you see uh, this is when they came in by the thousands. They started. The more pictures I took, the more they came in, the more they showed up, little by little. Um, and I'm not going to say, oh, there aren't no ships in the sky. There's ships in the sky. The ships are out there. Okay, they are. And some of these ships kind of look like this. This kind of looked like the one we saw last night from the ISS when it was over Russia or something, and this bright white light. It was looked like a ship, but it pulsated and it changed its shape. And after it was finished, there was a ship like this that showed up and then it disappeared in the night sky. It looked like one of these. It really did. If you go back to that video from last night about the, I forget what it is, a huge UFO ship or something from the ISS, it had this thing going down like that. But yeah, all of these right here, and they don't look like our planes. They don't. They don't look like our airplanes, helicopters. They might look like some submarines or something under the water, something like that. But there are things like that. Like this is like one of my most favorite photos that I put together of the ships. Some of the pictures I take, and they're beautiful. They really are. They're absolutely beautiful. And I'm so very thankful, you all, for the opportunity that I've been given to have this platform and to be able to reach out, you know, to others on social media like the YouTube, the Facebook, and wherever else. I was on the Twitter too a lot until something happened, and then I just don't get on there much anymore. But yeah, it is exciting, you all. It's really exciting to share and connect. And you can see inside these, there's something in there. There's like some type of being inside these massive orb-like things. It's like that. Inside there's beings. You got these ships, all of that, and beautiful orbs, beautiful ones. And these too. So it's exciting. It really is. I am going to be going. And let me look down here. Gina, can we look down? Let me show you that ship that's in the clouds. This is massive. And I don't know if it's like anything like the ships that I took, because I can't really tell because it's so cloaked in the clouds. I know it's got like a square on it, like a cube, and it's definitely not a cloud. It's some type of a ship. And then, like, what is that symbol right here? What is this symbol on this ship? Yeah. So I am going to go. I am. I just wanted to come on here. I wanted to show that picture of the that cloud right there with the ship cloaked in it, because they're all over the sky. They are. And I think people are starting to talk more and more about the UFOs and things. You never dreamt of something. Yeah. I'm going to go, you all. But I want to thank you all for coming on here. And we're living in very exciting times, very unpredictable times. But we're making it. It sometimes we struggle, but you know what? The good thing is we're still continuing. We're making it. We're making the best of it to the best of our ability, and we're not giving up. So that's a good thing. Even though things happen and it's not so good for us, we do got exciting things going on in our lives. We do. We're seeing new things, and for those who had been waiting to hear about UFOs and stuff like that, it seems like your day's coming too. The information is slowly being leaked out so as to not shock the world. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you.